Today I'm doing something very exciting with this thing right here. I will be making my own t-shirts with a process called the screen printing process. Now I will be requiring this as well as some other methods which I will be showing you. I have the exact meaning of screen printing here in case you've never heard of it before. It's to force ink through a prepared screen of fine material like the silk screen so that you can create a picture. Now my picture will be hand painted, which you will see. I'll be painting onto the silk screen and then using a bunch of different methods to transfer it from here onto the t-shirts. I know it sounds really confusing, but I'll show you one of the first t-shirts that I made. This was my first attempt at screen printing and it was the first design. This is when my website was called Touch of Chaos, but now everything has changed over to Hextir. But I still love these shirts and they are nearly all sold out. I've done 2 designs and they're pretty much all gone, so I thought it was time to make another one and have a fresh design this time too. I've already bought all the t-shirts that I'm going to need for this today. I actually did upgrade the type of shirts that I will be having available. It is an oversized and very thick material as well, which I know people love and I love when buying t-shirts. So that is a very exciting upgrade for these shirts. I also do have the design ready. I made that last week and I'll show you what we will be transferring onto these t-shirts. You actually don't need very many tools to do this. This is everything that I have and I use like half of the things in here too. It's a very easy thing to set up, but there are some tricky things which I will be showing you. I like to work with red paint, but you can pretty much do it with whatever colors you want on whatever colored t-shirt. But for me, the red is my favorite when doing these designs. Now, I have already printed a design that I did on my iPad. I do have the new logo and a little drawing that I made for these t-shirts. Now, I had to flip it and I will be using this under my silk screen to get the drawing of my design as close to possible as this. Now let's set this all up and hope that the red paint doesn't go over everything in this room. I do have carpet underneath me, which is always a fun challenge. This is not really a tutorial, but I feel like you would be able to learn some things if you're interested in doing it yourself. But if you're just here to enjoy the process of an artist making t-shirts the really hard way, well, this is for you. I try my best to stay as clean as possible, and sometimes that means something as bare minimum as a towel. Now, this towel already looks nasty because it has saved me many times in the past, but it is pretty much the towel I always use. This is the silk screen we'll be using, and this is the design like you saw in the intro. Now, some things you haven't seen are in this little box, and for this step we don't need very many. This is the drawing liquid, so it's the blue stuff, which you'll see. And then I just need 2 paintbrushes to pretty much paint it on the silk screen. So that's it for that step. Now this is primo tutorial mode, but if you really want to know why I stack a bunch of papers underneath the silk screen, it's to elevate the design closer to the silk while trying to replicate it onto the screen. Thankfully the liquid is water-based, so if you do a mistake you can get it off with some water. The only thing that is missing now is some coffee and a snack, and we are pretty much ready to go. I had to show you a closer view of this magic stuff. I have no idea why it's blue, but I am very happy about it. So here it is. I painted it all out and I actually enjoy this process so much. I find it very relaxing and peaceful, and there's something about painting it with the blue too that's just really satisfying. I wanted to be a bit more playful with the design this time, and I made something that you would probably find in one of my sketchbooks. It is quite large, so size-wise this will transfer the same way. So if this was on a t-shirt, it's pretty much going to be the whole belly area, which is nice. You'll have a lot of art on your body. Now I just have to let this dry, and then I will be doing the next part, which is the strange part to explain. So what's better than explaining is just showing you. Let's let this dry and we'll get to it. I'm pretty sure that this is dried now, so we are officially ready for the next step. But before we do that, I did want to sort of talk about why I don't just get merchandise drop shipped or have someone do it who's a professional at it. Now, I have gone through some drop shipping companies in the past, and this was usually when I was doing commission art for other people, and then they would make the merchandise through their drop shipping person themselves. But I would always purchase the art that was made for them as well. So I'd purchase some of their shirts, and I've got to be honest, I just wasn't happy. And I've got to say, I don't know if it was the drop shipping places that they were buying from, but I just was not happy with the quality. I found that the designs would come off the t-shirts and the jumpers immediately. Like, I'm talking about after 2 washes. So I got pretty upset by all that. And the thing was that, you know, the merchandise was expensive too. It was definitely not something that should wreck so fast. So when looking into making my own things, I wanted something that would be permanent and that would stay forever. And one thing that I know does not come off shirts is paint. This is also special paint, so I know that this will last forever. And the shirts that I get are pretty good quality too, so everything just felt much more controlled. I feel like it's very typical too of an artist to want to go as far as actually designing their own work. It's very on brand. So that is why I do these myself, and I'm pretty happy to just keep the numbers limited and small. And if the apparel section on my website does grow, I will just be making more and spending more days doing it. It's a fun thing to do alongside the rest of the stuff that I make and share on this channel. Now, I've got to say, this next part is probably the one I dread the most. I have to put a certain liquid onto this, and it's always scary. I believe it's called screen filler. So it will fill out the entire screen, and you'll see it create like these negatives. So let's do the screen filler and then let it dry, and then we'll do our first tester shirt. So this is the screen filler. I'm not going to shake it, but I will give it a stir because I don't know how this stuff works, but I've had it for a while, and yeah, it looks really clumpy and unhappy. So I'm going to give that a stir. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to pour it on one of the ends of the silk screen, and then with the squeegee, this thing, I'm going to do one coating across to try and even it all out. Okay, and now everything is dripping everywhere. I think that was the best one I've done so far. So maybe I should always film these for YouTube. All right, so you see how that's all coated now? We have to let that dry for 10 years, and I'm not very patient at waiting for things, so you can see it's already absolutely everywhere. This is what it looks like on the other side. On the back side, it looks like it's all been covered, which is a bit scary. I always forget that I have fears with this. Like, there's things that I'm sure I've done wrong that I've absolutely stuffed up the whole process, but then somehow everything ends up working just fine. pretty sure that this is all dry now, so it is time to wash off the blue stuff just with some water and one of these. Hopefully it'll do what it's meant to do. If not, you'll hear me screaming, so let's have a look. Pretty good. Pretty good so far. It looks to all be coming off. As you can see, there's a bit more left here. I'm actually not 100% sure if this worked. I can see a bit of peeling that I don't recall having seen before, but the important thing is that you can see through the mesh in areas that I want as negatives. So the only thing to do is to try out if it worked. We'll see. Among further inspection, I'm getting pretty freaked out. I feel like I've never been this close to something not working. I haven't really thought about what would happen if this project didn't go through, but I can't really fathom it not working because it's always done so well. So now I'm taping the sides that didn't get the red stuff on it, just so that none of the paint seeps through. If this doesn't work, then maybe I should hand draw a t-shirt at the very least, just to show the end result of something. But we're gonna find out in a few minutes after I've taped this up. There truthfully hasn't been a single time that I've done this that I haven't been nervous about it. The particular thing that I don't recall having seen in the past is, do you see how that's really thick red and then here it's all see-through? While I was washing the blue stuff off, some of the red started peeling off, and I genuinely can't remember if that's happened before. But the red in there still looks pretty solid, so it might just work. I know there are probably genuinely better ways to do things like this, but I learned how to do this with a little kit that I found at my local Hobby Lobby store. We don't have a Hobby Lobby here, but I think it's a Hobby Lobby for most people. It's just like a hobby store, and I really wanted to try it out. They have different types of kits as well. Like you can do photo emulsion, which is a lot easier than this. But I just really liked the idea of hand painting them, so I stuck to it. Yeah, like I'm finding chunks coming off right now, and that does not seem good. Oh no. I'm still willing to give it a go. Eight hours later and I have 20 shirts ready to go. The process does usually take a long time, but it is definitely worth it. It feels like more than 20. Mentally it feels like 100, but pretty good nevertheless. Yeah, now I'm just letting them dry and then I'll be ironing them and then they're pretty much done. So the last thing that's left is to show you what they look like on.
I wanna make greatness look complete. trying to